There he is.
Yes, sir.
What's up, baby?
Man, I'm good.
You doing all right?
Yeah, always.
It's good to see you.
Yes.
All right, so I'm going to take you all the way back before we get into Florida State, Miami.
Who is that?
I'm taking you back to Bradenton Southeast.
You said against some team.
You don't even. Yeah. Well, you torched their ass, so you never lost to them.
Never.
Not one time.
Never.
Even
when I didn't play, we won.
That's correct. Yeah. Well, that was a big one. It was a big one.
Yes.
Turned out to be.
So they can't say nothing.
But you are also in the game at 47-0. Which was hilarious.
Yes.
And then, of course, you had the 7-catch $190, I think it was, beating them. That was a little closer game, but you went off in that game. That was the one where you high point on the underthrow, I think it is. Yeah. I remember that on the sideline. Yeah, cut on the sideline. You also had that catch where, that's my time. Now, I was just breaking into media then, covering you guys. The 97, 98, 99 is when I'm first getting into it. So your career, Wink's career, all of that, right?
That's my guy, Wink dog.
Yeah, so Wink hit you a lot in that game. So you go for a $190, but there's an underneath play where you make a guy miss. You get to the outside, you go to the corner.
And he hit me. Oh, that was Dwayne Starks.
Yes, that's right.
That was in Tallahassee, too.
So you still remember that. Okay,
I do remember that.
So can you remember every catch that you ever had against Miami?
I think I can.
I bet you, not every catch, because some of them are nondescript. You have a hell of a catch, by the way. I bet you forgot this one. I watched it this morning because I wanted to make sure my memory was correct. You know how it's early in the game down there on a throw. It's a bench route basically, and Wink throws. It's an NFL throw, and you make a catch over your shoulder. You get your feet down. It's about 15 yards, 12 to 15. You don't remember that one?
I want to see it.
I'll pull it up when we go to break.
Please.
It's a good catch, but it's a great throw.
Real.
I was like, "Ooh, look at Wink!" I mean, it's a flick, and you make the catch. You make it look easy. You get your feet toe tap. It's to the Miami bench, and then you jump back. Go running back to the huddle. It's like about 12 yards. It's a nice play. It's not one that goes.
I want to see it.
It's not one that goes down in history as a legendary catch because you had so many. But I was asking William Floyd, the first time you get in a game like this. Yeah. So you played at Bradenton Southeast. Oh, let me circle back real quick. So you're the number one receiver in the country, but you'd also played quarterback your senior year. Did anybody recruit you as a quarterback?
Yeah, Nebraska.
Well, that makes sense. Later on, Tommy Frazier and yeah.
So they wanted me to come there and play quarterback because Tommy was leaving as I was coming in.
Right. So that Nebraska
won the Heisman
little pipeline right there. Well, you would have won the Heisman here.
You right.
You would have won the Heisman here.
Yeah.
So
I know,
and if
I think about that.
But
all
you know
the time.
Do you really?
I do because I think about like all the people that won the Heisman at Florida State. Their last name start with W.
And it's crazy because you would have been, which would now be 4.
Yeah.
And everybody knows you were the best player in the country that year. Hell, even with not playing in that Miami game, like you said, we won. But didn't you finish with something like 900-something yards receiving, even missing games that year?
Yeah.
Did you ever think about when you were a player, like, I want to win the Heisman? Or is it something that just kind of crops up as your career is escalating and you're having more and more success, you realize it's on the radar?
I'm going to be honest. All my life when I played sports, I never, ever thought about no individual accolades. All I focused and thought about was just winning. That's all I wanted to do. I didn't never care about how many points I had, how many touchdowns I had, how many yards, nothing. I just always wanted to win. And I think that's a big difference.
What made you want to play at Florida State?
Winning. Actually, I told a story one time. My mom was supposed to go to Florida State, but she didn't go because she had me. So that's what it was about for me.
So you had a chance to kind of make that dream come true for everybody.
Yes.
Did you consider anywhere else?
I considered a lot of places.
I mean, you were...
Miami was one of them.
Really?
Yeah, Miami was one of them, for sure. Because, like, coming up, that's what you knew. Like, I'm from Bradenton, so we knew about Florida Gators.
Florida State, Miami.
Yeah, it was always those 3 schools. And Florida, I thought about Florida, too. Because I actually went to Florida before I visited Florida State.
So how did Bobby Bowden's a legendary recruiter?
When I went to Florida, I met with Steve Spurrier, and he told me before I got ready to leave, this is what he said, true story. He said, if you want to win a national championship, you better come here. That's exactly what he said, man. When I left there, I was like, I don't think I'm gonna go there.
You didn't like the approach?
Nah. But then when I came to Florida State, I met Bobby Bowden. I was like, "Come on, this is where I want to be."
Yeah.
And my mom loved him when he came there. You know, it was different back then. Like,
come sit in your living room, man. Yeah.
Right. There we go.
Yeah.
He came, sat in my house, and my mom talked to him. He got to know him. He said he was going to take care of me and like I was his son, and he did it.
Yeah. Talk about that for a second. We haven't talked about Bobby before, you and I've talked to you about your career. I've talked to you about your successes. Talk about Bobby for a moment. We all remember Bobby with all of our heart and fondly. You say he took care of you like a father?
Yes. That was what I was saying.
When you had that rough patch where you got in trouble, what did Coach Bowden say to you?
He was the first person I called, actually.
Really?
Yeah. He called me in the office, and he was just like, hey, listen. True story. He said, I don't know why his first thing he said, I don't know why they doing that because they give me a Benz every year.
Well, you know, the truth is, hey, think about this. What you were, ostracized for or criticized for is something now that is commonplace. People get paid, people get jerseys, people get shirts, people get having the hookup, everybody grew up with a hookup. I mean, it's really compared to things that happened later on, years later in sports. Nobody would look at that situation the same as they did back then. Right. Back then they made that the biggest deal in the world.
Right.
And
especially for me.
Yeah. And while you were such a high profile player and the whole thing went down like that, were you ever worried that your career was going to be derailed?
Nah, because I came from nothing. So whatever I got was going to be a blessing anyway.
Yeah.
So I never looked at it like that.
So Bobby put his arm around you and said, hey, I don't know why they're acting that way, but I got to suspend you for a couple of games. Is that how that went?
Yeah, he had to. So
I remember, was it the game against Dre Bly?
Yeah.
When you first came back?
Yeah, I told him, hey, you got one more. I told him, you got
Woo!
one more quarter. I'll be there. I couldn't wait to get in there.
Well, I couldn't wait either. Yeah. It was like everybody was the countdown clock. Yeah. We were all waiting for you to get out there. And
I couldn't wait. And
did he talk smack?
Yeah, that's all he do. He talked trash the whole game. But what's funny is when the game was over, he came up to me. He said, man, I didn't know you was that fast. That's what he said. Like, what?
What'd you run in the 100? You ran track in high school. You ran the 100.
10.5. Yeah. Everybody think, oh, Pete won fast. I'm like,
you know why?
Nobody never beat me running.
Nobody did. No. But you know why, by the way, they think that? It was the combine time.
Yeah. But
so you had an average combine time for what we thought you were going in. And it what dropped you to 4, you would have gone 1.
Yeah.
So 4, right? That's where you went to Cincinnati. So I think that's what it is. It sticks in people's brain that, oh, well, Pete wasn't as fast as we were, but we knew you were elusive. We knew nobody could get their hands on you, but you were also fast. You ran away from people.
Right. But nobody never really talks about this too. When we had the combine, and it rained, it poured down.
You had terrible conditions.
So we ran the 40 in the gym. We ran routes in the gym. Who does that? Yeah. Like nowadays, you'll be like,
you would have had a pro day is what you would have had inside the indoor practice facility.
We never did that.
They didn't let you redo it?
No, we didn't run no routes outside. Everything we did was in the gym. Who runs routes on the gym floor, on the basketball floor?
It's crazy.
Run the 40 in the gym.
They could have just put on the film.
Yeah.
They could have just said, I don't care about that time. Anyway. Just look at the film. So when you watch that stuff play out all these years later, like if you ever tune in, you see some guy at a time, what goes through your mind?
It's weird to me, like how you can have a player who makes a whole lot of plays and they act like he's not better than a guy who go out there who runs a faster time.
You're talking about football.
Football, yes.
You're talking about football.
When you play football, what are you doing? You're playing football.
Yeah.
How many people you know in the NFL catch 90-yard touchdowns every game?
Right.
No.
It doesn't happen.
Like Tariq Hill, he's fast.
Yeah.
But you got to be able to get open. That's what it's all about.
So your career plays out. You never lose to Miami. You win a national championship, obviously. We all remember it. And, for me, for a lot of people, you're one of the 3 or 4 most favorite players in FSU history. Are you aware how you make people feel when you come out to these things and you see all the lines of people? Like, Peter, I think but you're one of Florida State's greatest players. And this has been a university that has produced en masse greatness. And you stand out along with Charlie Ward, who's here today. And obviously we know the Heisman winners, Jameson, Chris Winkie, but you're on everybody's short list. Do you ever think about what that is?
I honestly don't. It's
an amazing thing.
When you say those names like Charlie, Dion, famous James, Winkie, I just be happy to be a part of that.
Yeah.
I don't never think about it because I'm not like that. Like Anybody that knows me, they know that I'm a cool, nice, humble guy. I
Laid
don't try
back.
to act like I'm better than nobody. And that's how I've been raised. So
You ever get nervous in a game?
before the game, I'm always nervous before a game. I don't know why until I like catch the ball or get
Get
tackled or
hit.
something like that. Yeah, it's just the emotions that's riding for it. Every game, I don't care if we
It
playing
didn't
against
matter, but
Miami or we playing against Wake Forest.
you were always nervous.
Always.
Never got nervous before. So once you got into a game and you got hit or you made a play, at any point did you ever recognize situationally like this is it? Like I know famously in the huddle, you told Wink, let's go ahead and win this game now, right? Let's finish it right, and you make that catch.
That's a true story.
That is a true story.
That
and
is
everybody, I
definitely
asked
a
Winky
true
about it one time, and he told me
That's a true story.
you walked in and said,
"Let me finish him."
and then you make that catch, which is bobbling the whole thing. It's an amazing play. He's got your arm pinned down. You still make that catch. You weren't nervous before that moment because really that game should have been a blowout if not for Michael Vick.
Right.
Who just ran around crazy and nobody could get their hands on him. He was an amazing player.
I think I'm a moment type of person. I think I wasn't good because of what I did. I think I was good because of when I did it.
Yeah.
That means a lot more. A lot of people don't know, like, when I was at Florida State, I didn't really touch the ball that many times. Like, right now, guys touch the ball like 10, 11 times.
Yeah.
I touched the ball 3 or 4 times at Florida State a game. That's tough.
Yeah, it's funny you bring that up. I went back. I started this morning because I knew I was going to be here and I was going to have a chance to talk to you. So I was refreshing my memory, like I said earlier. And I went back and I started just looking at box scores.
Yeah.
So let me go back and look at the box scores because this is what I remember. Let me see if that adds up so I don't say something wrong.
Right.
And to your point, I'd be like, oh, he only had 2 catches that game, or he had 3 catches that game.
Exactly.
And then there would be these moments, though, where you're like, well, he had 3 catches for 115 yards, but like you were making plays. But you're right. It wasn't force-fed. Nowadays, because of fantasy football, everybody knows targets.
Right.
They know, like, well, this guy got targeted 10 times. You never thought about it?
Never.
Did you think about it in the pros when you first got to the pros? Like, hey, they're not throwing to me, or they are, or
Definitely. When I got to Cincinnati,
yeah,
it was like totally different because when I got to Cincinnati, like all my life I've been a winner. Now I get to Cincinnati and we losing games. I'm coming in after the game, I'm crying. They acting like this is normal. I'm like, this is not normal. Then what made me mad, like with stuff like that, was I go 3 quarters without even touching the ball. Like, who does that? Like, why am I here? But I never complained.
You never said anything to the quarterback. You never said anything to your GM. Never said anything to your coach.
Never.
I mean, they drafted you 4th overall.
Right.
They gotta get you the ball, man.
Because I've never been that type of person who act like that.
Yeah. So when you hear about that now, you roll your eyes.
Now it's like, man, what was I thinking?
Oh, you wish you had said something.
Because a lot of people be like, oh, he was in the NFL, he was a bust, he didn't do this.
Oh, well,
do that.
that's not.
But people, that's when I be like, I didn't get the ball like that.
What ultimately?
We was running the ball. I had Corey Dillon there.
Yeah.
He definitely touching the ball 30, 35 times a game.
And that's back in the day where they fed backs. They fed running backs.
Play action.
Much different time. But I do wonder.
One running back.
Oh, and actually those running backs would say, I don't get going until I get my 15th, 16th, 17th carry. Right.
And if I don't get it,
we're talking.
All right.
We're having a conversation.
You're having a conversation, yes.
What specifically about your injury? Because you had the great year where you almost have 1,000 yards receiving. And I think it was year 2 or 3 that you're there. Year 3. You go off in year 3.
Yeah.
And, I think at that point people thought, oh, here it comes. He's about to accelerate his career.
I think it was about to happen.
It was about to happen.
Yeah, but then I got hurt.
So that injury happened. Did you know, at what point did you know I'm not the player I was? Or could you admit it to yourself?
It took me a while. So a lot of people don't really know, like, when I got hurt, I tried to come back early for Cincinnati. Coach came to me. He was like, hey, look, we win one more game, we make it to the playoffs. So I'm like, okay, fine. I just had surgery. And it was like 2 weeks later. So what I did was for my team, and I was young. I should have listened to my mom. She was like, no, you don't need to play. I'm hard-headed. I'm young.
You're a competitor too, though.
Yeah, I want to win.
Mm-hmm.
I went out there, my knee got infected, and it's never the same.
Changed everything.
People don't know that because I never told my story.
Yeah, and there's no way in the modern era an agent or anybody would have let you do that. Like now, guys, I'm not saying they're soft. They're not soft. They're tough guys. But if you got anything wrong with you, your whole management team is like, oh no,
Yeah.
we're going to shut this down here. We got a long career ahead of us.
Yeah.